This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, I'm Bill McClarty. I'm doing this demo of the Capstone project to get my DocuSign signature implementator certification. The assignment is for close enough accounting is to streamline their joint application process. And the applicant and joint applicant are supposed to be able to do the job to do the application independent of one another, and we should be sending the completed applications to the CA credit assessor for verification and signatures. And once that's being completed, we'll just send a copy off to legal for review and to intervene if necessary. So I've signed into DocuSign into the Close Enough Accounting account, and this is as the admin. And the first part I'm going to do is go down, and I'm going to go into groups. I've created the group. I could simply just add here, so I created one here, and it has the admin, the credit assessor, and the credit representative. So I've got those all set up, and since I have the users set up here, again I have the admin, the credit assessor, the credit rep, and the legal department as users. I excluded the legal department from the group, as usually it'd be these other three that are doing a joint signature. Anyway, so let's just go over to the sending settings. And there's a few things I want to highlight here. I've enabled the formula field here. I've enabled the conditional field. In the document visibility, says I must sign to view unless the sender. So we've got that to be able to have them be independent but not see each other's information. I've also set up to automatically replicate the information with the same data label. So that means that so users don't have to re-enter the information that they're putting in. And now we'll also set up the OneDrive. The OneDrive is going to be used for where these documents are being put. So let's go to connect. Okay, I'm going to edit the OneDrive that I've got set up. I could simply add another one if I was doing that. And I've set up that I need to enable the log and require acknowledgement. Also set up so to include the certificate of completion and envelope voided reason for when I publish. And I'm going to publish to the browser or to the folder credit applications that I've set up on the OneDrive. Also decided that the users here who can access this are the admins, the credit assessor, and the credit rep. Probably should add the legal department, so I'm going to do that right now. Simply just click on add and it moves over. I could remove the admin from here if I so desired by moving them back. I'm not going to. Okay, and so the next thing that I'm going to do is go up to brands. And we needed to have a brand for the Close Enough Accounting. And so I'm going to edit this here. So we can put in the details with the name and company name there. And so I can set this as using the sender's company name and set as assign default. Okay, so I've uploaded these. I've had the signing document and the email this is brand logo available. I have the ability to edit the theme here so that I could just change the coloring by editing it here, so moving it up and down. I'm not going to put it back, or I could do all of that. I'm going to leave it pretty much where it was, and I'll just save that, and I can do that for both. I can do the header and folder, and so I'm going to now get out of this and go to move up to templates. In the templates, we've uploaded this is 3 documents. This is 2 are the same document, one for the applicant, one for the joint applicant. And when it shows up here, I'll go on. Now, here it is. I'm going to edit it so that we can go around it, see what's happened. If I was doing this for the first time, I would have just uploaded the document and started with it. So I've put in a placeholder for applicant and co-applicant. And this is one of the requirements was that so we had 2 different types of identity verification. So the first one I used SMS, and I did that by using the customize here and added an identity verification, and that identity verification was SMS. And of course, I'm going to leave the phone number blank because since this information is going to be filled in by the sender. I've also made sure that since they need to sign, which is important for both of these, the applicant and co-applicant. Co-applicant, since again, since I just added an access code rather than the identity verification. And I've created the access code as 1234. And since I'm and I will send that information out, or the sender will send out that information prior to them getting the DocuSign so they can validate properly. Also, you'll notice here that since I did this for both the applicant and co-applicant, don't allow the senders to edit or delete the recipient. So the next role that I put a placeholder in for was the CEA credit assessor, and since I put in actually their name. So this template is designed to be used by this one and only one credit assessor. I could have left this blank and we could have had multiple people use this, but I decided that this is the way that I wanted to have it set up. And I put in the email. Since I do not have any validations, as this is an internal address, and so all should be good there. Obviously, I need to sign there. And I've also put in here so that we don't allow the senders to edit or delete. And I've had that for all of these users here, including the legal department. Set up a placeholder there. Again, I've used a specific legal department email that will be receiving these. And instead of signing, I've set it up so that they receive a copy. And you see the options that are available here. So, but we just going to leave that as receive a copy. And so we'll move on to next here. So that, oh, I'm sorry, before I move further, this is the messaging here. So we have set it up so that each different recipient will get their own email. I've set it up so that I'm going to, in their email subject, we'll put the applicant's name there. So when it's addressed to the applicant, they'll have their name up there, and we have the recipient name along with so what they need to do and a little thank you from us. Similarly, we've done that with the co-applicant, except for we're using the co-applicant username in the header. And this is, again, very similar to the applicant language there. The credit assessor, so we put in both applicants' names there so they know that it's for two here. So again, we recognize them in the email and identify what they need to do. And the legal department, same thing again. So both names are identified and the recipient message is a little different, but instructive of what they need to do. So I'm going to move to next here. And this is the joint credit application. Now, the way that I did it was I put in the standard fields first. So you basically just drag across the name into the area here. Oops, get rid of that. And since I put in the email, there is no standard form for the phone or the mailing address or social security number or annual income. But the signature and the date signed, again, since we're just dragged from the standard fields over here. Now I'm going to just look at the custom fields here. So first one was the phone number. And so what I did was, first of all, we made sure that so this was all required. It had to follow a pattern here that I got labeled there. And max characters, I believe it's 13. Save that. And so I've set it up so that I've shown the text here. So formatted text of the way it is. Also have the tooltip. And this is in the in here. I also set up a error message so that if so they do not follow the message, they'll have this error message pop up. So the mailing address was just left free form there. So I gave a tooltip there. Please enter your full address, number, and street, apartment, suite, city, state, and zip. Since I brought a standard field in for the billing address. Billing address, use a checkbox, and if you remember, since I was allowing us the conditional logic, so since this checkbox is in the validation, says if it's 0, if it's unchecked, then the conditional logic states, then what we'll do is we'll show this text box and center it. And again, it is also a required field if it's selected. Okay, so the next field that I had on here was the Social Security. And again, it's a custom field. And the Social Security field has some requirements here. First of all, that it's required. So you're going to hide the text with asterisks so that so only the person who's entering it can see that in this location. I've used the validation of Social Security number, which means that There's a maximum of 11 characters, including the 2 dashes, and so we put in the tooltip as well. The annual income, very similar here, says that since it's a required says text, since I've hide the says text with asterisks, and since I have a tooltip that I want them to just enter it in whole dollars. Cancel there. The co-applicant is added in here. So it's exactly the same thing. So they have all these same requirements, required field, asterisks, the whole shot there. And of course you have to change the focus here so that when you're entering those, you use the co-applicant to get those. And if you're using the credit assessor, you'll be using the signature and date from their field here. Okay, continuing down, because I've set it up so that it's going to replicate the information. So when they put the name up top, it'll come down here. The same with the phone, the email, Social Security, and the annual income. So down here, though, so what I've done is I've removed here. I've removed the asterisk for this this particular. Remove the asterisk from the second one here, which I believe I need to do over here. Yes, I've removed the hide from that text over here, so it's not on the main one here. And the same thing with the annual text. I've removed the hide with asterisk. So this will allow this to be seen by the credit assessor. I've also used standard films to bring in the checkboxes here, and also is the attachment. Now, I only brought 2 attachments across here because we only want 2 forms of identification. So this will bring the user to just use the 2 forms of identification. Here, so with the asset, since I've set it up so that so again, you bring it across. I put in the asset description text box to help when I'm doing the values here. So I made this one mandatory, and this one is also a mandatory required. But the rest of these are not required fields. So the requirement is that they had to have at least one asset that they're entering in here. So I've done that. So I also dragged the standard film formula over to here. And so in this text, since I put a data label in here, so that when I'm doing the formula here, oops, up here, so I have asset value 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 added, so that it'll come up through here. And as I mentioned, and again, did exactly the same thing with the co-applicant. And the last bit is just to have the credit assessor. The credit assessor signs on the first page and dates, and then just initials these 2 pages to ensure that they've looked at both of them. At that point, I'm going to save and close. And I'm going to log out here. and come in as the credit rep. The credit rep is this email here. Log in. Now, one thing that I did was I shared the template with the credit rep. So when I go over to the templates, we see that there's no templates here, but this is something that is being shared with them, this one. So they could have also gone to all templates, which would pick up any template, and it has the same thing here. But this way, that I know these ones are specifically designed for me. So I'm going to click on Use, and it's going to come up and give us the recipients. So this recipient is the joint applicant. This is their email. This is their email, and I have to fill in their phone number so that since they will get the SMS text when they log in or when they get the notification. Joint applicant 2. So what I need to do on this one is make sure that I send them a notification that they'll be getting this, and to use the access code of 1234 there. And as mentioned before, the credit assessor shows up automatically because that's the way I set up my template, as well as the legal department. At this point, all I'm going to do is click on Send. And so the emails will be sent out to the users. The emails will be sent. This is over, and I'm just going to drag my email box over here, and they're actually going to my wife, and so she'll be getting them in just a minute, and forwarding them on. So I will just wait here patiently until they're brought across here.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, since I just realized that this is my demo was on mute there. So I'm going to just go and try to explain what I had done. This is on the other applicant here. So I'm going to go to this is the first applicant. I'm going to review the documents here. Okay, this one is SMS documentation. The other one was um, the access code, which I had entered as 1234. So my email just came in. And I'm going to confirm the code as I did with the other one. Will be brought up, and again, I will do the same thing as I did before. This is the electronic record and signature disclosure. I'm going to accept that and continue. Now you see down here the joint applicant is put in there. I put in my phone number, my social security, and my income, and signed and dated that. So I'm going to now enter the rest of the information here. I'm going to again give the phone number. And again, if I went outside of the lines with this, where, you know, like I tried to add too many, you should have stopped me there. There, okay. And I'll enter in my the information there, and because this is also my billing address, I'm going to check that, and that box disappears, so I won't have to enter it. My social security number and my annual income. Would be nice. And I'm going to sign that using my signature there. Come down, and you'll see that my information has come down, brought down. Again, I'm going to do the same thing as do the optional here. I'm going to upload a file. Again, I'm just going to pick up a JPEG this time instead of PNG. Okay, add the second one. This is the file there. Okay, and this is going to have so just the one asset this time, and it's going to be okay. It's going to enter there. I'm going to sign this, and I'm going to finish. Because both of them have now finished, you know, like in whatever order they were there. Thanks here. So this is going to be sent over to this is another email for here, and my assessor there. Here, this is come in, right? So low credit assessor, review my documents here. Continue here. And I can click on start, bring me down to where I need to sign. So since this is the two of them, this is up here because both of them had access to this document. We had an asterisk. So I'm going to sign here. And then on these ones, you'll notice that the Social Security and income are not in there. And we have here is the driver's license and passport. And so I'm going to initial that I've done that. And it's going to pop down to this is the next one here. Again, Social Security and annual income are shown here, driver's license and passport. And since the assets are added up, they're all set. And I'm going to enter that here. And since that was since their passport and driver's license. I'm going to click on finish here. And since this is going to finish this portion off, so actually no, since there's, I'm going to be getting a email as to the DocuSign there. And since I'm going to be down at the bottom here, sorry. And it's the credit rep. So this is the legal department here is getting this. And you see here since you got since the applications here and in PDF, and, since have a look at them. There it is. It's loading. And there's the information. And again, this is on the joint application. Since it was hidden, so it was hidden from each other. But since they get to see that, this is on the individual applications here. So if I come over here and open one of the applications here. It's working. Here it is. And you'll see this is the social and the income there and the information and the driver's license and passport being shown there. So I'm not going to show the other one as it takes a while to do that. Here. So they've got a CC. There's nothing that they need to do here, so they can view it. Come into DocuSign and view it. And so you'll notice that there's nothing that they need to do. They can look to their heart's content. And when they're done, they just close. Okay, so now let's go over and have a look at, so we also start seeing people getting notified that all the documents are being entered here. So we see that this is being sent out and showing that the application for Nevis and that joint applicant 2 has been entered and completed. So it's there. And now I'm just going to go into the OneDrive here. Okay. And I created a file on here, close enough accounting, and it is my credit applications. And now you see, let's do this by date modified. So we see the certificate of completion. We have the various documents here. We see these coming up. So let's have a look at certificate of completion. PDF comes up. And it has the information, right, like the status, timestamps of each one of these when they're sent, viewed, and signed. Got all the information. Electronic records are signed and dated, and we got a little info up here, and so we got all of that done there. Let's go in and look at this is one of these documents here. So these are all automatically recorded for posterity. They're all here. And so that looks like this is a successful presentation. So I'm going to sign off, and thank you so much for listening, and hopefully it will be good enough to get my certification. Thank you.